All right. Um, what I've done is I've cut these strips. We're going to lay these strips right down in here, and then we'll trim off at the end. Um, essentially, uh, each strip with the paper on was 6 grams, so we're taking the paper off. That's going to be 3 grams or 6 grams total. We're going to put one on each side, and I'm hoping that having this structure in here is going to limit the twisting that we're getting currently. In that last video, you see quite a bit of twisting, and I'm hoping that putting this strip in will take care of that. So we will see. It's going to be a little tricky to put in. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this. I'm leaving the paper on one side, so I'm just trimming down a little spot, creasing it. That way we can do this in halves. All right. So we're going to give this a try here. Get glue down. Bead of glue. Got to kind of work a little bit fast here. Okay. Get into our spot. Sorry if some of this is done off camera. Woo! That's hot glue. Getting it squared up in there. Got a lot of hot glue on my hands. That is the nature of using hot glue. Eventually you're going to get burned. You see I got it really close to the end there. Just lay that right in. Give that a minute or two to be careful with hot glue. Obviously hot. If you don't have weathered fingers like I do, you could possibly burn yourself quite bad. Let's see here. Oh, now see that? Just that one. That has stopped a lot of the tweaking there. So I do want to continue on with it just to keep the weight even. So I don't want to go too much. We can kind of leave that channel open. I don't see a reason why we can't. So yeah, let's go ahead and lay the next bead. I did burn myself pretty good there. So again, I state, be real careful. I can feel the burning going on there with that hot glue, mainly because I just didn't get to it in quite enough time. So I'm looking down, trying to make sure that I'm creating a nice even triangle. Let that set up. Yeah, already that's helped a lot. And with only adding 6 grams, I think that's going to be the solution to it. I was very worried that that was just going to flex too much. This is ending up being a great solution. So what I did was I took my big ruler here and just basically cut out exactly that width, which is a little bit over 1 inch, and beveled the edges as we did the control surfaces here. Just a nice little 45 on it. I sanded it smooth. Didn't use the sharpest blade I had, so I got some balling up, but I sanded it and it got nice and smooth. That's the the main key here. We'll move again to this. Gonna make our little cut to separate. Here we go. And then very carefully we will glue along our edge. Switch up, glue the other side. And then set that in. Move it down just a bit to get it into the place that we want it. Square up all those edges. Not burn myself that time. That's really good. Sorry if I'm moving this around a lot. I'm just trying to get it to where I can press down nice and evenly. All right. Yeah, I can already tell. You see, very little flex in that. So that solved our dilemma there. Finish the gluing here. Probably don't need that much. Again, I'm going to look down the end here, make sure that we're squared up. Not quite where I want it. Just spinning it. There we go. That's where I want it. It does get real messy doing this, but it's given us everything that we want. Nice even weight throughout the whole model. As again, it's naturally when you extend out a tail, it's going to be tail heavy. So there we go. Now, yeah, that's not going anywhere. It's taken all that tweak out that we had, that slop, and we're still getting a nice light frame. I don't even mind the strip down. So what we'll do here, go ahead and get stuff out of the way here, is take one of my new sharp blades. There we go. And we're just gonna trim right along. See if I can get this in camera. Trimming right along our face piece here. Go ahead and cut that off. Trimming along. Not the prettiest, but again, you know, this is kind of prototyping stuff, right? Finding out what works, what doesn't work. Here we go. Trimmed up there. Now we're gonna do our last little test here, which is taking off this paper all the way down, both sides. Again, this is just to lighten it. And you know, if this doesn't work, this doesn't give us the result we're looking for, worst case scenario is we just remake this, right? I've used the scrap left over from when we did this frame to cut these strips. Still got a bit left, so we're still only using well, less than one sheet for the airframe here. This is the last piece of paper I can. Use our knife to help us. Probably because there's a little bit of glue gone over. But I wanted that strength in being able to put it. So let's see now. We've got this. Yeah, look at how much that strengthened that. We haven't added that much to our frame. Not necessarily caring for this. Maybe we'll glue that in. Possibly. If nothing else, we'll just make a nice cut there. But we'll decide that later. Get ourselves all cleaned up here. And all right. So we didn't have to do too much extra work. Again, nice tight frame now. Everything's good. We're a little loose up here, but once we put the wings on, it's, you know, it's going to settle down just fine. We'll end up putting those on probably somewhere in like this to glue it down. And yeah, so that is good. That's our airframe. We'll I didn't glue the inside of the other side, although I should have. Again, just gluing down in the middle, wiping it off with the tip, spreading that out. This really helps with tying all the pieces together. Straight on down, clean it up with the tip, spreading it all on. The foot. Last little bit here. This will really help strengthen that nose out. Let that dry. And we're good. Let's get a quick weight. Mind you, we've added on the carbon fiber spars, so get that in here. 46 grams. That's not bad at all for an airframe. That's not, of course, no wing, but we will get to that. Again, I'm sorry about the notification there. Again, I came out here to figure something out, decided to give it a try, and yeah, so you know, in the future I'll know if I want to just have that X frame that I'll need to keep the paper on, or that I'm going to have to box it in. One good part about boxing it in is you don't really see the carbon fiber on the side. You miss that, so you know, I'll probably cover this with tape. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not 100% on that yet. But there you have it. Our airframe. It's nice and strong. Excuse me. And yeah, I think that's going to be real nice. We have very little tweak in that at all. And the only reason why I was getting any was because I had leverage out here. So yeah, I think we're good. Um, I almost just redid the whole frame and went from that. And probably in the future, when I remake this again or revisit this, I'll keep the paper on and damn the torpedoes on the weight. Um, but now again, we're going to be able to keep it all under that 250 grams, which I'm really, really happy about. We'll still be able to put the extensions on the tips. We're 48 grams here, and I didn't weigh it all before we did it, but we did take probably at least 40 grams or so. Uh, sorry about that, folks. By taking the paper off, and that's not including the spars that we put in the back. So, all right, crisis averted, and we'll figure some other stuff out. I might squeeze those in because I like the tip looking a little bit nicer. Sand that a bit, and we'll go from there. So, crisis averted. If you haven't, like and subscribe. Like I said, I try to show everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, and how to problem solve. That's one of the big things, right? As we go along, coming up with the solutions of things. I could have just scrapped the whole thing and done it all over. Instead, I found a solution. Since I already had this frame, instead of ditching it, hey, I got an opportunity to try something, and that something worked. So that's great, right? All right, go make it, folks. You can do it. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next video.